Hi everyone and welcome back to another Bork No Game video. Today's video is dedicated to reaching number 1 in PvP. Let's go ahead and jump right into this, go into Battle Arena. And I want to send a huge thank you to Lace, Rizzo, and the folks at the Sky server. Without them, none of this would have been possible. They absolutely carried me to number 1. But when it came to Battle Arena, this was like, Solo Haven. But Princess Arena, it is a tough road. Let's go ahead and look at this fight with Zeratal. Now, this is the classic team that I would actually run against, like, the Ninon comps that were very apparent. The Ninon comps are variously counterable. It really depends on, like, your team composition, because I will say that this was not possible without 5-star Mimi. So it was one of those things where I was like, all right, Mimi was the enabler for me. It wasn't really Kaori, surprisingly enough. And of course, Shori also has to be at minimum 4-star because she gets a little bit of tankiness, right? And I know it's something that's not easy to achieve, but I just want to make my points clear. When I'm reaching number 1, I had to make certain sacrifices. Shori, I've been working on for quite some time, but for Mimi, I invested some Divine Amulets into her just because I was like 140 and I couldn't wait another couple of days before like arena like ranks actually set in where people were like, all right, this is like the one comp. But Battle Arena, the comps are sort of like you take your time and you can figure them out as you go through it. But this is like the first comp that I was able to run and that worked out. And then as far as it goes, like Ilia, her comps were pretty straightforward. Like when I went to, like, for example, is this the Chrono Rain? Yeah, this one, it's like the standard comp that I've showed before. It's this Kuka with Yukari and Monica. Monica is at 3-star. Like, that's like the only thing. Kuka being at 5-star. Does it help? Yeah. And you'll notice that my Ilia is at 5-star. Some of you are like, is that worth it though? The thing is, Ilia at 5-star is just enough so that your runs are more secure. Like, she always lives, look, with that sliver of health. Like, that sliver of health is the fact that she's 5-star, right? If she was not 5-star, she would not have that sliver of health in order to live these hits. So it is what it is. I just want to showcase my experience. I know some people were able to do it with 4-star. Just note that this is like the early launch bracket. This is soft launch bracket. So people are insanely competitive. When it comes to this, you have to work some things out before you just jump into top 10, because a lot of the top players, they are making sure that they remain up there. Like, they're constantly refreshing. You've already seen that comp. This was like another random comp that I put together with Akari. Honestly, it really wasn't that great in my opinion because Akari was kind of useless. I felt like the RNG was just lucky for me, and the real heavy hitters for this team comp in particular is Shori. If you have Arisa works even better than Shori in my opinion, because Arisa hits much harder, she gets her TP much faster, all those different things. But Shori also like multi-target hits, so she can hit Ninon. Sometimes it's not too much DPS, but it's mostly Mitsuki and Mimi who's able to hit, Ninon from the back lines, because she can deal, they can deal DPS that's far away from them. But it's really interesting sort of figuring these things out. I know you could probably run Kaori. There's so many different variations when you're up against the Ninon Mitsuki team. Just note that Ilia is not the way to go, because if you run Ilia, it's not really going to work out. But Ilia is there to secure like the easy fights. You don't have to like stress yourself out as much. And then with the Ninon fights, you have to go a little bit off the beaten path. And this comp might not even work for you in some ways because, maybe you don't have like the same levels. You don't have the same stars. Because a lot of the time when it comes to Battle Arena, it is a star fight, because those little amount of stats that can keep you alive, it's really worthy. Like my Miyako, I had to 4-star her because at 3-star, it wasn't enough. So I had to make a lot of sacrifices. In the end, it was very worth it to get all of the jewels. But you can see here, like this fight, it was kind of weird because Akari, she didn't really do much. She added the leaves. Note that she's not here for DPS, and I wanted her for Miyako, but she did what she had to do. And lastly, this is the team with like Takuru and Rian. This was like the hodgepodge team that I ran, and this is all thanks to Rizzo. Honestly, I think your results will vary because it was one of those things where it's like, I feel like this is also stars. Like Miyako was at 4-star, Maho was at 3-star. There's a lot of like wonky things going on here where, you need Maho so she can do heals. You need Maho so she can do a bit of the blinds and the Tamaki and all that stuff. And it's one of those things where I don't think this team will work out on any other team. This is very comp specific. So if you want to run this, you can. But at the end of the day, this is probably going to change. Like the people in the top of PvP, I have huge respect for them because they are legit like making sure like the correct people stay in top 10. And it's early like soft launch bracket. I feel like in other like brackets it's crazy, but it's just something to be aware of. If you hit like, you know, top 10 and you're in soft launch bracket, you're gonna have to move very quickly. You're definitely gonna have to do some refreshes. So that was a team for that one, and it was a super crazy experience. Now, when it comes to P Arena or Princess Arena is a beast. Like, it is monstrous. I did not reach number 1 by myself on this one. I had Lace definitely help me, and I am very, like, look, this is what I faced. Like, I had to talk to some people, and because I hit someone that I wasn't supposed to hit, and they pretty much helped me. Now, of course, it wasn't like this the whole entire time. It's gonna probably like reflect kind of weird on me, but you know, there is some that I did earn. Like this one I did earn. This one was probably like the hardest fight to sort of figure out in some ways, because it was extremely unorthodox with Princess Arena. So I had to run June, and then Hatsune was like the back carry, because look at this Peccary right here. Some of you are like, Peccary? Well, why do we have to worry about Peccary? Look at Lima, like she's like, oh my goodness, like this team is so tanky. Like I could not kill them, like for the life of me. Obviously, I'm not running optimal units and everything, but it was like crazy just trying to figure out what proper units to do like this, because even if I put more attack units, it really didn't matter because there was an Ilia on this comp, right? So we barely managed to like squeak out the win in some ways, because this Peccary, she can just eat rice balls all day and she'll just kill your units slowly but surely. And I don't think like 5-star Pekko should be slept on like after seeing this, because it gave me such a hard time. I didn't know she could be this insanely strong. But obviously this looks easy, but it took a lot of trial and error to get there, right? So thank you to the folks at Sky for helping me get up here. It was absolute madness, like just trying to figure everything out, right? Like this is another team comp. These were like the 2 team comps that I would like sort of use, where, you know, it was like the Ilia comp. You know the Ilia comp, it's the one with like you can replace Kuka or Nozomi or whoever. It doesn't really matter. It's like sort of easy to figure this one out in some ways. This is a defense fight, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, like Kuka and Nozomi should be in like the Ilia if you're using like Ilia with like, you know, Yukari and Saren. But regardless of the fact, Yukari and Saren, you need one of them in order to boost Ilia. You don't have to have both at the same time. Running both of them at the same time was just insurance for me. And then this team right here, sometimes it can beat like this crazy Ninon pump, but a lot of the times it's also a lot of RNG. I don't really recommend running this, and there's definitely people who are, you know, going to climb back to their spot that they want to be if they want to keep like a certain rank. But this is all like soft launch bracket. If you're in a different bracket from soft launch, you'll be fine. So if you see people that, you know, you're seeing here in PvP, like those are like the top players who are always trying to keep that specific rank. You can see here, I'm kind of at disbelief at how do I lose this or how I win this, because I don't think Miyako can tank all of them for like 30 seconds straight, can she? What happened here? Did I lose or what? Alright, so we get some misses right there. There's 28 seconds left. Does Miyako actually tank them for 20 seconds straight? Is that right? No way. That is not possible. Dude, you can't make stuff. You can't. How mad were they when they saw this? Like, oh my god, I feel bad. Miyako's broken. What the heck? Oh my. Miyako just tanked this team for 20 seconds straight. That is ridiculous. That was complete RNG, misses, and all kinds of stuff. Miyako, what a broken unit. Like, when she's not in front of Ilia, she gets there. But the last thing that I wanted to showcase is this. This is going to be my log file of every single arena fight that I pretty much did. So if you want to go through here, you can. Like, I even show like my Princess Arena fight. So, you know, I was really like grinding like my mind out. Princess Arena, I highly recommend recording your fights if you plan to like jump in there, because a lot of the units, they become question marks and stuff. That way you can get a feel of like, hey, what works, what doesn't work, this, that, and the third. And yeah, there's that. And you know, it's one of those things where in Princess Arena, a lot of it is trial and error. Yes, the Ilia team usually wins, but the team that I had the most success with was, you know, the Miyako, Kaori, and pretty much Shori Mitsuki. Well, Kaori was pretty replaceable, but, you know, this comp in particular was absolutely amazing. Sometimes the Nozomi Jun comp would work out for me because they could out-tank, like, some of the units. But if they had Ilia, sometimes it didn't work out. And it was one of those things where Maho came in clutch for, you know, providing heals so that Ilia wouldn't one-shot them. But you can see here, it was a journey. Like, this goes on and on and on and on. Like, oh my god, I was writing stuff down. I'll leave this, you know, in the description. So if you guys want to look at this, you have like my undivided, like, full notes when it comes to climbing and all this. Managed to hit rank 1. That was like an absolute crazy feeling because I thought I would never hit rank 1 in any gacha whatsoever. Princess Connect Redive. It's very possible if you know, take the correct approaches and build certain teams. Just breaking down the teams, hitting like the replay button, seeing when someone died, who died. Because if I didn't take the time to like take screenshots and put it on a spreadsheet like this, I really wouldn't remember like all the different units, all the different comps, because there's a lot going on in Princess Arena. I think Princess Arena is way harder than like Battle Arena. But at the end of the day, if you find enjoyment in it, then you find enjoyment in it. Let's go to 75%. You can see like even more comps right here. So I hope this helps you if you plan to climb like Arena. Just note that in Battle Arena, there are some people who are very competitive with it. And Princess Arena is way more competitive and you have to play it much safer. But links down below. We managed to hit number 1. Thank you to everyone who helped me get there, because it really wouldn't be possible without y'all. And if you go into my home screen right here, and then you can check my presents, here are all the different goodies. All right, that is it for today's video. Consider subscribing if you made it this far. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Once we hit 20,000 subs, we'll be doing that giveaway. The 17,500 sub giveaway will be ending this Sunday. So thanks for participating in that. Have yourself a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one.